There we go. Hey everybody, this is Dewaynes Sanderson from Yokchi-Conscious Spoken Word and the Calabash Zone. Shout out to Yvette Martin. You could catch me on the Calabash Zone on Thursdays and Fridays, 8:30 on Thursday, 10:30 on Friday. But all right, let's jump into our second episode or second segment. All right, so the first segment was healing past traumas, which it still is. This is part two, but we called it Little Dewayne's first solar eclipse. And if you haven't watched it yet, you could always catch it on my YouTube channel. And you could actually watch it there. It's called Little Dewayne's first solar eclipse, and we actually all know the reason why we call it that. So don't have to go through that. Let's jump into something even more fun. So now we already have the baseline that we need to actually find your youthful self at the optimum stage. All right, so that's gonna be your base. I got my cue card. That's gonna be your base of how we actually get in to start healing past traumas. As a hypnotherapist, I've been a hypnotherapist for over 10, 12 years. We As a hypnotherapist, I always make sure that I'm able to heal and go through my own self-awareness to deeply understand what is in my subconscious mind or subconscious mind. So while I'm doing that and bring forward, I'm able to help others to be able to bring that forward, what they're looking for themselves, if they're looking for that. All right. So let's jump in. I just need to put that out there. So what we're gonna do is part two. So part two is I'm gonna use my key card so don't forget the question. So part two of healing past trauma is, here's the question: what is your deepest fear? I'm gonna pause for a second. I'm gonna pause. So what I want you to do right now is an exercise. I want you to get your pen and paper, and I want you to write down what I just said. It's really, really important. If you choose to, it's like a Mission Impossible thing. If you choose to, Mission Impossible, I'm saying it again, because a lot of time we choose not to accept the mission internally to become more self-aware of the things that we fear the most. And we need to figure that out. So Mission Impossible, if you choose to do the exercise, then who knows, you may find a reward at the end of it. Not for me, but you'll find reward within yourself, right? Okay, so the question is, what is your deepest fear? All right, so once you write down what is your deepest fear, what that does, it now jogs your subconscious mind to that point of when you had that deepest fear, right? So that deepest fear, where I would start as a hypnotherapist, when I do hypnotherapy on my client, I find the base, which is their childhood, and then what is their deepest fear. So if I understand the childhood and the deepest fear, that gives me a clear basin of the beginning and the end, or the base and the top, right? Because we all have to have a base. So we have the base. Now we're gonna fill it in, which like fill it in the house. You're buying the furniture. We're gonna fill it in with the things that we need, because this is now become your home. All right. So once you find your deepest fear, we're gonna write it out. So you're gonna write it out in as much detail as possible. So when you're journaling, write out what your deepest fear. I'm not gonna put mine out there because it's not necessary. And I would always suggest, if you have a deepest fear, tell a person that you truly, 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 completely, utmost trust. The reason why I say that, because your deepest fear is also a weakness that you need now to get over, to understand, to move beyond it. And once you move beyond it, it's no longer your fear. So you're more than welcome to share it to whoever you choose to share it to give them a better understanding of what they're going through. That's my take. So once you find your deepest fear, you write out in detail. So you're gonna ask, when did this deepest fear happen? Where? How? And what? I usually use the 4 W's. I don't usually actual why, because why has too many variables. That's my thinking. With too many variables, so I usually use the 4 W's. So once you put those in, because you're gonna ask, what is the motion? where's this emotion stemming from that deepest fear? When did that happen? When did that particular moment happen? So then you have a certain point of when that particular moment happened, so then you could jog back through your subconscious mind to that point. Okay, so when, where, and how did it happen? So once you see the how, you're like, okay, so this is how it happened. But again, you're now watching it from an outer part of yourself, which this technique is called time tunneling technique. As a hypnotherapist, we time tunnel you back or regress you back to that particular age, which is, could be 10, 12, whatever it is, regress you back that age. And from that age, we are able to work and build things in that you're struggling or want to balance out. And that is important. I always say, find an awesome hypnotherapist that is able to help you go through it. Hypnosis is a beautiful thing. It's used in the dialogue to help others understand themselves, go through stress, go through emotional trauma, a lot of stuff. So hypnotherapist is really, really good. So if you feel like you need a hypnotherapist, go find one. So this way it could help you regress back into that stage where you could actually master healing and past life regression. The video is just like input of different ideas that you could look at. So once you do that, have those starting point, that now becomes a very in-depth part of your life, because you could see where a lot of your trauma stem from. And once you understand where your trauma stem from, you now watching it outside of yourself, like your time telling and back. So now you become the guide outside, guiding your younger version of yourself. So what I just did, little Dwayne from Solar Eclipse, that's on YouTube. And now I'm finding the deepest trauma. So I have that starting point. So now I'm time tunneling me, which is who I am right now, back to the younger version of myself as a life coach, and coaching that younger self spiritually, mentally, emotionally, and going through that process to help the younger version, and actually suggesting what are some of the things that they need to do at that younger state to be able to elevate themselves. So when what happens now, when you come out of that hypnotic state of being able to do that, your body and your hands become the extension of your mind. So then once it becomes the extension of your mind, what you're doing, you're starting to like moving and doing all the things that you've now subconsciously spoke to your younger self to move forward. Right? But you have to find what is your deepest fear. Got me? So I'm going to end the video for that. I'm actually going to go back and do my meditation. And the point is, the reason why I ask myself these questions at night is because when I go to sleep, I'm placing the intent on finding out what is my deepest fear, and how to internally, spiritually, subconsciously, all together keep my mind, body, and soul as a unit, function like an army, right? So your body, once you fine tune it, you are like top Navy SEAL. You're I don't want to say CIA, but you're at the top of the top of the top, because your body becomes the center of everything, becomes your defense, becomes your weapon, becomes your animal instincts. But you have to first catch it to unite it. You know what I mean? All right, so bless up, keep yourself safe, in love and in light. Thank you again for watching Dewaynes Sanderson from Yokchi-Conscious spoken word, and the Calabash Zone. You could find me, and we talk about Gotta Shower with Yvette Martin. All right, I'm getting tired. So yeah, so you can find me on that too. But be safe, have fun, and please write out what is your deepest fear, and then I'll look up for the next part 3, and then we'll talk about how to hack into your subconscious mind once we understand your deepest fear. Bless up and peace out.